Hey everybody, Jim Chester here.
Dr. Rob Silverman.
Right on. And we're at Chirofest 2018 in Vancouver, Washington. And Dr. Robert Silverman just lit the stage up a little bit ago. I'm going to let him dive right into it. But before we get there, let's say some nice things about Paul Reed and his team for kicking so much butt, establishing this event, and putting on such a great, group of people together.
Yeah, Paul's done a great job. Paul and I did a Facebook Live. This is an outstanding event. We've got 500 to 700 chiropractors minimum. The energy is great. What was great about it is they really want information. They don't want to just be energized and get motivational. They wanted information. They want to be not mentally better, but also physically better. I'm having a great time, and it's unfortunate that I have to leave. I want to stay. I'm hoping I miss my flight. Oops, I shouldn't say that. Sorry, Metagenics. I'll be there. Don't worry.
So we're going to dive deep real fast. Tell us a little bit about your talk that you gave today. I know you lit the audience up.
Oh, yeah. Thanks a lot. The audience was great. They were just in a prime mode to hear. We talked about the breakthroughs in the treatment of concussion. Concussion is everywhere. The interesting thing about concussion is you do not have to lose consciousness. As a matter of fact, less than 10% of the people who get a concussion lose consciousness. Some of the numbers about concussion are there's about 4 million concussions a year that are reported. Think about all the unreported concussions. The emergency room sees the bulk of them. They're not really trained for these type of injuries. Some of the bigger things that we talked about is that the NFL right now is getting people back really fast. And as I shared with everybody, now we know that the myelin sheath rips, but it takes 2 weeks post-concussion to rip, and about 75% of people in concussion actually get back to their athletic event within the first 2 weeks. So they're missing. But I didn't tell everybody was it takes 2 weeks to 2 months for the myelin sheets that hold the axons together to heal. So concussion is not a quick thing. It is without question, a chiropractic thing. We are the practitioners who can treat concussion. When I share my protocol, I love the Beatles, so I don't mind them coming in. When I shared the concussion protocol, it was all chiropractic.
So chiropractic can help with the brain-body connection. And I know that was something you talked about when I first met you, and I just interviewed you for Chiro Hustle not too long ago. Let's talk about how much the gut has a resonance with the mind.
Absolutely. The gut, it's the gut-brain and the brain and the gut, and that's all derived really because a pure chiropractic thing called the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is cranial nerve number 10. It's the largest parasympathetic nerve. It is your rest and digest nerve. And that is actually communicating, or as I like to say, it's the bidirectional communication between the gut to the brain and the brain to the gut. So the vagus nerve is a critical element. And when you get a concussion, you go very sympathetic. So your parasympathetic shut down, your vagus nerve shuts off. Vagus nerve tone has been implicated in irritable bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, and an inability to digest. As a matter of fact, 60% in some studies have shown that someone who has a concussion gets small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. So without question, it isn't just here, it's throughout here.
So we can't compartmentalize the body anymore. We have to look at the full spectrum of who we are, what we're made of, and how each component is actually functioning together. You know, back in the day, they're like, well, you need a specialist for this. You need a specialist for that. But now what we've come to terms with is that the chiropractor is a specialist of the human organism.
Absolutely. The body's all interconnected. That should not be a shocking statement to any kind of chiropractor, whether they're a straight or mixed. I don't know what the difference is anymore because we're all chiropractors or chiropractic, whatever makes you happy. But the bottom line is the body's all interconnected. The vagus nerve shows that, but the circulatory system, another way the brain gets compromised from the gut is when you get a leaky gut and it gets damaged, it goes through your whole circulatory system and it goes up to your brain. So therefore, the body's all interconnected. Let's not just look at one segment. Let's fix the organism, the body. And concussion is our window into functional medicine. It's our window into chiropractic. And let's go through the protocol. You mind if I jump ahead? I'll take the reins. I won't T-Rex you, but I'll take the reins and we'll go from there. So I have a 5-part plan for concussion. And
please share.
Anybody wants my concussion, we're going to give them away that concussion protocol, how you can get a PDF. I'll share it with you. Number 1, musculoskeletal system. So musculoskeletal system, the number one muscle is the rectus capitis posterior minor. Obviously, that's in the occipital triangle, and obviously that's oh my God, help me out with that. Yes, there you go. Axis orthogonal. You know, once in a while, I even snafu. So obviously, upper cervical, that type of stuff, really going to work well. Soft tissue. Look at the neck. We talked about Jim McMahon up there. Jim McMahon, you can go to a 2012 YouTube. He spoke about going to Dr. Rosa out in Long Island from New York. Oops, I'm sorry. I shouldn't do that in the Pacific Northwest. Dr. Rosa worked on him and looked at his neck. So McMahon, who suffers from tremendous post-concussion syndrome, said a chiropractor was the first person to look at the neck. And I love it because what did he say? He didn't just treat him. He assessed him. And he diagnosed them. And what did he do? He looked beyond the region of what he felt was injury, and he went here. McMahon, when he was adjusted with the technique, said that he felt like his cerebral spinal fluid was getting flushed. So again, that's chiropractic. So we've got up here chiropractic, we've got over here, we've got balance training. So balance, proprioception. Studies have shown that proprioception, your balance between your nervous system and your muscular system, is a critical element to stimulating postural balance and the ability to move by stimulating the cerebellum, your little brain, in Latin. Then we've got gaze stability and vestibular disturbances. 93% of people who have a concussion injury have a gaze stability or vestibular dysfunction. So we can do that. The VOMS test is the best. That's vestibular oculomotor screening test. That's the number one test. It's all about different circadian pathways in your brain to stimulate it. And two of the other things are low-level laser. Everybody knows I'm an Erconia guy. I'm always wearing it over here. So Erconia's got a great laser. It's 635 nanometer laser the brain, and the violet lights or laser or vagus nerve stimulation or upregulate the vagus nerve. We use the violet light for that. That was a move actually that I patented. I'm so excited to get that out. And nutrition. And there's a whole nutritional protocol, different supplements, ketogenic diet. That's an overview. If you want me to break it down more, I'm happy. If not, they'll have to go to Chiro Hustle again, right?
Listen to that episode. And I just want to let everybody know that Dr. Silverman is an authority in the positioning with this information. So if you guys do want more information on this concussion protocol and how to unravel your ideas around something that might be of a mysticism to you, concussions are something that are serious in our communities.
Yeah, it's real serious. You know, it's unfortunate because getting a concussion can lead you down a path of other neurodegenerative diseases. There was a new study that came out that spoke about the idea that 50% of Americans could have some form of neurodegenerative disease by 2030. So it's growing. 1 in 5 right now have some form of neurodegenerative disease from 65 or older. I want to get there, and I know you do too, and I don't want to get there and not know who my wife is, and not know her name and stuff. So this is something that everybody's concerned about. And as far as patients, I can tell you, like, oh, you may have diabetes. All right. You know, heart. All right. Neurodegenerative disease. It's just a very hot topic. Good music. You got to give him good music. At least it's rock. So
it's a great event out here.
It's rock. It's really rocking. It's sort of, I call it a mix. You've got sort of like that energy and a little music, and then, you know, the second or third speaker, the third speaker hits you with a little bit more science, a little more what we call practicality in the office. So we're having a great time, Paul Reed. Even though you're a Coug, big shout out to you. He'll know what that means.
So with anybody out there, I think most people that I interview, people want solutions.
Yes.
Everybody wants a solution because everybody has some type of a concern or problem. Honestly, they just don't know where to go, who to trust. So now that we know you, we trust you, where do we send people to let you open up the world to them to give them the knowledge that they're thirsty for?
Website, Dr. Robert Silverman. Any patient that needs a website, Dr. Robert Silverman. I'm always happy to help anybody. Facebook. Follow my Facebook. We're doing it right now. Dr. Robert Silverman. We're almost at 100,000 followers. It gets to be power. Let's share the message. Let's share the message amongst chiropractors, chiropractic patients, prospective patients. So Dr. Robert Silverman. And anytime you ever need anything, feel free to reach out. Instant message, direct message. I will answer that question.
Awesome, Doc. Well, thank you so much, man. I just want a big hug.
I didn't grab that mic once, bud.
And I just want to say thank you, everybody that's been with me over the first 3 interviews today. We got 7 more pumping out today, and then we got 10 more tomorrow. So stick with me. And if you guys find any value in this, you think it's something that you like to stand behind, then share this. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. And if you guys are watching this on replay, please put hashtag replay so we know that you came after the fact and watched this. So we're just always trying to work out the communication channels to where we get an audience involved with us. Because I can do 100 interviews, but if I don't see that people are enjoying these and that they're supporting what we're doing, then it kind of, it doesn't fly as far.
I agree.
So the more comments, the more likes, the more shares on this message goes to more people, and people understand this critical need to understand the concussion protocols and this brain-body connection when it comes to chiropractic. So is it okay if I close out?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Hey, guys, I just want to say thank you one more time. You're just one story away. Keep hustling. Catch you guys on the next one.